The night the Xyrith arrived, the sky didn't burn red like in human movies. It turned silent, no warnings, no messages. Just a whisper of static, and then every major city on Earth went dark. Lieutenant Liam Ward, U.S. Air Force, watched helplessly as colossal silver vessels descended over New York. Within 8 hours, Earth's military defenses had collapsed. The Xyrith didn't slaughter, they occupied. They disabled. They separated humans like cattle to be cataloged. They called it the Species Realignment Pact. On day 3, Liam was captured and taken to a Xyrith containment facility. That's where he met Arya. She wasn't like the others. No armor, no cold expression. Her skin shimmered with faint opalescent hues, and her eyes silver, but warm, almost curious. She studied Liam not as an enemy, but as if he was a puzzle she wanted to understand. "You don't have to fear me," she said softly. Her English almost perfect. Liam glared. "Tell that to the families you ripped apart." But Arya didn't react with anger. She lowered her gaze instead. "I know. What my people are doing is not mercy. But not all of us wanted this war." At first, Liam thought it was psychological manipulation, a classic tactic. Gain the prisoners' trust. Break them. Use them. But day after day, Arya returned. She brought extra food. Water. She talked to him. Not like a guard, but like someone who missed the feeling of connection. She asked about music. About rain. About the strange human habit of laughing even when life hurt. That on the 7th night, she broke a rule that could have her executed. She disabled his neural cuffs and whispered, "You're not a prisoner to me. You're proof that we were wrong about humans." For the first time since the invasion, Liam felt something he thought he'd lost: hope. Weeks passed. Arya revealed the truth. The Xyrith hadn't come out of hatred, but fear. Humanity was close to discovering the KR-7 anti-protocol, a quantum-based weapon capable of erasing planets. Xyrith intelligence believed that if humans evolved without intervention, they would become a threat to the entire galaxy. "So instead of talking to us, you chained us?" Liam said. That Arya's voice cracked. "Because my people don't understand your kind. They fear what you feel, what you are." "What we are," Liam replied, "is human." Arya hesitated, then revealed her forbidden secret. "I can feel emotions. Love. That mutation is considered a defect among my race. If the Council discovers I feel it for you, they will erase us both." Liam's heart pounded. He shouldn't have cared. She was the enemy, but loneliness changes a man. And love. Love rewires fate. One night, under the cold glow of alien surveillance lights, Liam made the choice that would shatter the fate of 2 worlds. He kissed her. In that instant, alarms triggered. A crimson light bathed the cell. Purification protocol activated. Arya's face went pale. Pure fear. "Liam, you don't understand. If you stay with me now, you will betray your entire species." A silent moment. 2 hearts. One impossible choice forming in the shadows of an occupied world. The alarm sirens howled through the facility. Sharp, metallic, merciless. Arya grabbed Liam's wrist, her voice trembling in a way no human had ever heard an alien speak. "We have less than 90 seconds before the Sentinels arrive. They won't take you alive." She pulled him into a maintenance corridor, her palm glowing as she bypassed a biometric lock. Liam's mind spun. A few minutes ago, he was a prisoner. Now he was running for his life, beside the enemy he had just kissed. "Arya, stop," Liam whispered harshly. "If helping me puts you in danger, it's too late," she breathed. "I chose you the moment I freed you. There is no going back." They reached a dim chamber filled with pulsating blue conduits. Arya slammed her hand on a console. The walls shifted, revealing a concealed escape route. "You planned this," Liam realized. Arya looked away, silver eyes glistening. "Every day I came to you. I told myself I was only studying you, understanding humanity. But the truth is," her voice softened to a whisper, "I wanted to see you. I needed to." Before Liam could respond, the facility lights flickered. Sentinels were near. Arya lifted a small device the size of a coin and pressed it to Liam's neck. A soft shock ran through him. What did you do?" "It hides your neural signature," she explained. "They won't detect you for a while." Liam stared at her, at the alien who risked everything to save a single human. "Why me, Arya?" She swallowed. "Because you felt anger, fear, loss, and still found room to show kindness." My people think emotions make species weak. But you, humans, you turn pain into strength. I fell in love with that strength. The door behind them exploded. Two Xyrith sentinels stormed in. Their armor shimmered like liquid metal, and their voices echoed as one. Arya, 7X. Emotional deviation confirmed. Execute and sanitize. Arya stepped in front of Liam instinctively, shielding him with her body. No. Liam whispered. Don't. But she raised her hand, unleashing a shockwave of silver energy. The sentinels crashed into the wall, stunned but not destroyed. She grabbed Liam's hand again. Run. They emerged into the night, cold air cutting through the smoke rising from the city. Alien patrol drones darted across the sky like metallic insects hunting prey. Liam stared at the broken skyline. Cities dark, streets empty, humanity silenced. This is my world, he whispered, shaken. And I'm running from it. Arya turned toward him. You're not running from humanity. You're running from a war you didn't start. But I'm leaving my people, he said. They'll see me as a traitor. Arya's voice softened. Sometimes, betrayal is only the word others use when they don't understand your heart. For a moment, Liam believed her. But then, a transmission boomed across the sky, projected in every language at once. Attention, citizens of Earth. A human has defected with a Xyrith soldier. Any cooperation with the fugitives will be treated as an act of war. His face appeared in the sky to Arya's 2. Liam's blood ran cold. They made me the enemy, he said, barely breathing. Arya touched his cheek gently. No, they made you a symbol. A symbol of love? A symbol of weakness? Or the spark of a rebellion? He didn't know. But the words that followed changed everything. Humanity must choose. Surrender the traitor or face planetary cleansing. Liam looked at Arya, the alien he loved, and for the first time, a question formed that hurt more than any wound. Had he doomed humanity for her? They hid in the ruins of an abandoned metro station. Its walls cracked, rails twisted, the silence heavy with the ghosts of a world that once felt safe. The emergency lights flickered weakly, casting long shadows that made everything look haunted. Liam sat on a broken bench, head in his hands, his wanted hologram still replayed in his mind, his own species now hunting him. Arya knelt beside him. Liam, talk to me. He looked at her, eyes burning with conflict. My mother, my sister, my team, everyone I ever knew, will think I sold them out for you. His voice cracked. What if they're right? Arya's expression softened with pain, not for herself, but for him. If you were a traitor, you would have given up the codes, the defense protocols. You did none of that. You chose to protect me, not defeat humanity. Liam shook his head. Maybe that's worse. Before Arya could answer, footsteps echoed from the dark tunnel. Liam jumped to his feet, ready to fight. But a familiar voice cut through the tension. Stand down, Lieutenant. If I wanted you dead, I'd have brought a squad. Out of the shadows stepped Captain Mara Jensen, Liam's former commanding officer and closest friend in the Air Force. She aimed a plasma-forged rifle at Arya's chest. Mara, wait. Liam shouted. Move aside, Liam, she said coldly. That thing dies here. Arya didn't flinch. If you believe killing me will save your world, I won't resist. Mara's jaw tightened, not with hatred, but betrayal. You kissed the invader. You ran with her. The world is collapsing because of you. Liam stepped between them. Put the gun down. She saved my life. She's not like the others. Oh, I know exactly what she is, Mara snapped. She's the spark that starts the purge. Xyrith don't tolerate emotional deviation. They'll burn Earth just to erase her mutation. Arya's eyes widened. Liam turned to her. Is it true? Arya hesitated. Too long. Mara barked a bitter laugh. You didn't tell him that part, did you? If they confirm she loves you, Earth isn't just at war. It becomes collateral damage. Arya whispered, voice trembling. The Council will not allow my mutation to spread emotionally or genetically. Mara raised her weapon again. Then we end this now. Liam grabbed the barrel and shoved it aside. No, killing her won't stop the Council. It will just prove them right, that humanity is incapable of compassion. Mara's eyes glistened. For a second, her tough exterior cracked. Liam, I came here because I believed in you. I still do. But the world is choosing sides, and you're standing on the wrong one. A faint beeping echoed from above. Drones, Mara cursed. They tracked me. They'll be here any second. She lowered her rifle slightly, torn between duty and friendship. You have one chance, Liam. Come with me. We'll fake your capture, clear your name, and negotiate her surrender. It's the only way to avoid extinction. Arya's face drained of color. Surrender for her mint memory wipe or execution. Liam stared between the two women. One, his past, humanity, loyalty, everything he fought for. The other, his heart, love, compassion, the future he never expected. Mara's voice broke. Please, Liam, don't make me choose between saving the world and saving you. The station shook. Drones were landing above. Liam had seconds to decide to go with Mara and betray Arya, stay with Arya and betray humanity. He made his choice that he reached for. Liam's pulse thundered in his ears. The ceiling cracked as the first search drones broke through, beams of white light slicing through the dust-filled air that he reached for Arya's hand. Mara's eyes widened. Liam, don't do this. He didn't look back. I already did. Arya pulled him toward a side tunnel as Mara shouted something he couldn't hear. Then gunfire erupted. Blue plasma bolts tore through the corridor, the air thick with static and heat. Liam dragged Arya behind a concrete pillar as a drone crashed to the ground beside them. Burning. Liam. Mara's voice echoed through the chaos. They're tracking her. Every second you stay with her, they're locking onto you. Liam aimed his sidearm at a drone, fired, and watched it explode in a burst of sparks. Then they'll have to earn it. Arya's expression was torn between fear and wonder. You're risking everything for me. Maybe for once, he said, reloading. It's time humanity risks something for love. They ran deeper into the tunnels, guided by the dim light of Arya's bioluminescent skin. The world above trembled with distant explosions, the Xyrith enforcing planetary lockdowns. When they finally stopped, breathless, they found an old signal chamber filled with broken comm equipment. Liam started tinkering, trying to reactivate the emergency frequency. What are you doing? Arya asked softly. Sending a message, he said. If I can reach any surviving resistance network, maybe they'll listen. To what? She asked. He hesitated. To the truth. That not all Xyrith are the enemy. Arya smiled faintly. You still believe they'll listen? No, he said quietly. But they'll remember. The radio sparked to life, static, then a faint human voice. This is Northern Command. Identify yourself. Liam froze. It was General Royce, the man who'd once called him the most loyal soldier Earth had left. General, it's Ward. Liam Ward. A long silence. Then, you're supposed to be dead, son. Or worse. Explain yourself. Liam glanced at Arya. I have someone with me, a Xyrith defector. She's not like the others. She wants peace. The silence stretched longer this time. Then the general's tone hardened. You've just confirmed your betrayal. Sir, listen. No, you listen. Because of that creature, the Xyrith Council has issued a purge directive. Entire continents are under blackout. And you think one alien's love changes that? Liam's throat tightened. If we fight hate with hate, we lose what makes us human. Human. Royce's voice cracked into static-laced rage. You lost at the moment you chose her over your own kind. The signal cut, the old speakers popped once more, and fell silent. Liam stared at the dead transmitter. His reflection flickered in the cracked monitor. A soldier without a side, a man without a world. Arya touched his shoulder gently. I warned you, Liam. They won't forgive what they don't understand. He looked at her, voice low. Then we make them understand. How? She whispered. By surviving. By showing them love isn't weakness, it's evolution. Arya looked into his eyes. If you're wrong, we die. Liam gave a small, tired smile. Then let's die proving them wrong. Outside, far above the ruined tunnels, the sky pulsed red. The Xyrith Purge fleet was entering orbit. Millions of human lives now hung in the balance. Because of a single kiss to eye in the darkness, a faint hum began to rise. The tunnels vibrated. Arya turned toward the noise, her expression shifting from confusion to horror. They found us, she whispered. Liam raised his weapon, and from the shadows ahead, a familiar voice called out. Stand down, Ward, or I'll finish this myself. Mara, her rifle glowed in the dark. Mara stepped into the chamber, weapon raised, her silhouette sharp against the flickering emergency lights. Her squad wasn't with her. She had come alone. Liam, please don't make me pull this trigger. Arya instinctively moved in front of him. Mara's eyes narrowed. Step aside, alien. Arya didn't move. If you kill him, humanity loses more than a soldier. It loses its last chance at something greater. Mara's voice trembled, not with fear, but with heartbreak. You infected him with your lies. Humans don't fall in love with invaders. You manipulated him. Liam stepped forward, gently touching Arya's arm as he passed her. No, Mara. I chose her. I love her. Mara flinched as if struck. You don't understand what that admission just cost Earth. She lowered her voice, almost a whisper. The council intercepted the wanted broadcast. They reviewed it. And do you know what they concluded? Liam braced himself. Mara's next words felt like a blade. The purge isn't about killing her anymore. It's about preventing a hybrid. Arya froze. Liam's blood ran cold. A hybrid? He repeated. Arya spoke before Mara could. My mutation isn't just emotional. It's biological. If two species like ours produce offspring, the child could inherit traits the council considers catastrophic. Mara continued, voice raw. They think a human Xyrith hybrid would be the most unpredictable being in the galaxy. Emotional like humans. Evolved like Xyrith. A perfect storm. So they'd rather wipe Earth than risk even a possibility. Silence swallowed the room. For the first time, Liam saw fear. Real, paralyzing fear in Arya's eyes. What have I done? She murmured. Mara stepped closer, lowering the rifle slightly. Liam, I came here not as a soldier. As your friend. I can get you out. Both of you. But only if you cooperate. There's a safe zone. Human and alien defectors, people who refuse this war. They call themselves the Accord. Liam's eyes widened. There are others like us? Mara nodded. Humans who believe empathy isn't weakness. A few Xyrith who believe emotions aren't a disease. They're building a refuge. A chance to prove coexistence is possible. Arya stared at Mara, stunned. My people would exterminate them. That's why they're hidden, Mara said. And I can take you there. But there's a cost. Liam tensed. What cost? Mara met his eyes, the eyes of the friend she'd once trusted with her life. You must disappear, Liam. Forever. Earth must believe you're dead. Both of you. Arya inhaled sharply. Liam stepped back. Mara, that would mean abandoning everyone. My family. My world. It's the only way to stop the purge, she said. If the council believes the hybrid threat is gone, Earth gets a second chance. Arya whispered. We vanish, and billions survive. Mara nodded. Then came the part that made Liam's heart collapse. But the Accord will only shelter one of you. Liam stared in disbelief. What? They can't harbor both without triggering the same risk. They'll take the human, or the Xyrith. Not both. Arya's eyes filled with silver tears. Mara continued, voice heavy. If you go, Arya, Liam will be hunted as a traitor for the rest of his life. If Liam goes, you'll be executed long before you reach the Accord. The chamber vibrated again. Ships drawing nearer. Mara swallowed hard. You have to choose which one of you gets to live in peace, and which one becomes the world's ghost. Liam's breath caught. Arya reached for his hand, but stopped halfway, as if she was afraid her touch would make the choice impossible. Mara whispered, almost broken. Please choose before the council chooses for you. The tunnel lights flickered, then died in the darkness. 3 hearts beat with the weight of a decision no universe could have prepared them for. Darkness swallowed the chamber. Only Arya's faint bioluminescent glow gave shape to their faces. Pale, tense, and caught between love and survival. A distant rumble vibrated through the tunnels. The Xyrith were closing in. Mara's voice cut through the dark, low and urgent. We're out of time. If you don't choose now, none of us make it out. Liam's heartbeat hammered in his skull. His voice was barely a whisper. There has to be another way. Mara exhaled, a painful sound. There isn't. I've been fighting this war from the inside since day one. I've watched cities fall, families crumble. And you, her voice broke. You're the last person I thought I'd ever have to point a gun at. Arya stepped forward, glowing softly like a dying star. Liam, the choice is obvious. He turned to her, stunned. Don't say that. It must be you, she said. Humanity needs a symbol, someone who proves love can exist in darkness. If I go, they'll never trust the Accord enough to join them. You are the bridge. You're the one who can heal this. Her voice trembled, but she forced a small smile. the kind a person makes when they've already accepted their fate. I was never meant to survive this war. Liam grabbed her hands, voice shaking. No, don't you dare decide for both of us. Mara closed her eyes as if bracing for impact. I will escort Liam. Arya, you'll have to take the eastern tunnels alone. If you make it topside, there's a chance you can disappear. Liam spun toward Mara, furious. Disappear? Without me, she won't last an hour. Arya touched his cheek, gentle, heartbreaking. Then let me die as I live these last days free. Because of you. Liam's breath faltered that he had already lost his home, his people. Now he was losing the only light left in this broken world. But Arya wasn't finished. There's something neither of you know. Her voice softened into something fragile and terrifying. The Council isn't just purging Earth to stop a hybrid. They fear what a hybrid could become. Mara frowned. We know that. A dangerous anomaly. Arya shook her head slowly. No, not dangerous. Uncontrollable. She looked at Liam with a mixture of love and sorrow. A hybrid wouldn't be a weapon. It would be a new being, one capable of empathy strong enough to unite species and intelligent enough to challenge galactic rule. Silence. Liam's voice was barely audible. You're saying the hybrid could end the war? Not just this war, Arya whispered. All wars. Mara stepped back, shaken. For the first time, hope replaced anger in her eyes. If that's true, then losing either of you is a mistake we can't afford. Before they could process it, a deafening blast tore through the tunnel entrance. Dust and sparks rained down. The floor shook. Xyrith sentinels were breaching in. Arya turned to Liam, urgency replacing emotion. You must go. Now. Liam held her tighter. I'm not leaving you. Arya leaned in, pressing her forehead to his. A Xyrith expression of deepest bond. You already gave me something my species considered impossible. Her voice broke. You made me human. Footsteps thundered closer. Mara grabbed Liam's arm. If he stays, we all die. Liam squeezed Arya's hands one last time, fighting the instinct to never let go. I will find you again, he whispered. Arya smiled, the saddest and most beautiful thing he had ever seen. Then I'll keep a piece of the stars with me, so you can follow their light. Mara pulled Liam away. Arya slipped in the opposite direction, vanishing into the darkness of the eastern tunnel. Liam reached out, but her glow faded, and then she was gone. The moment she disappeared, something inside him shattered, a silent, internal collapse that felt like betrayal disguised as survival. And as Mara dragged him through the escape route, Liam realized he hadn't betrayed humanity, that he had betrayed her. Cold night air hit Liam like a slap as he and Mara emerged through a collapsed service hatch into what was once a residential district. The city above was unrecognizable, silent, hollow, drowned in the eerie glow of Xyrith patrol beacons sweeping across abandoned buildings. The moment the hatch sealed behind them, Mara released his arm. Liam staggered forward, chest heaving, as though the absence of Arya's presence stole the air from his lungs. Mara kept watch, scanning the rooftops. We have a 6-minute window. The patrol patterns rotate clockwise. We move northeast. But Liam wasn't listening. His eyes were locked on the dark tunnel behind them. On the path Arya took alone, Mara exhaled sharply. You think I'm heartless. But what I did back there saved your life. Liam didn't respond. She continued, quieter. And if she loves you the way you think, she chose the path that gave you a future. Don't make her sacrifice meaningless. The words cut deep, because they were true, and still felt like knives. They moved through the ruins, keeping to shadows. The world felt like it was holding its breath. As they crossed a deserted intersection, Mara held up a fist, signal to stop. A Xyrith hovercraft slid silently overhead, lights scanning. Liam pressed against a shattered wall, pulse racing. Then his wristcom vibrated, a signal. Mara's eyes widened. No, no, no. How did they get that frequency? A distorted voice crackled through. Lieutenant Ward. Human designation, Liam. We know you abandoned the deviant. Your loyalty is being evaluated. Liam froze. The voice continued, smooth, cold, unmistakably Xyrith. Prove devotion to your species. Reveal her location, and Earth will be spared. Mara's face went pale. Do not answer. It's a trap. They're testing you. Liam's hand hovered over the comm, his name, spoken by the enemy. After he left Arya behind, the voice sharpened, as if sensing hesitation. If you remain silent, we will assume continued emotional contamination. Purge fleet will commence atmospheric sterilization. Liam felt the ground shift beneath him. The stakes were no longer personal. They were planetary. Mara slowly, deliberately, took the comm from his trembling hand and smashed it under her boot. The signal died with a snap of broken circuitry. She met his stare. Don't ever let them speak to you again. They know your weakness now. Liam clenched his fists. Arya is not my weakness. No, Mara said. She's your humanity, and they'll use that to destroy you. They reached an old armored vehicle camouflaged beneath debris. Mara unlocked it with a coded gesture. Inside, the engine hummed to life with a soft, familiar rumble. Human-built, resistance-modified.as they drove. Mara finally spoke the words Liam wasn't prepared for. There's something you need to know about the Accord. Liam turned to her. What about them? Mara kept her eyes on the road, voice tight. They didn't ask for one of you because of limited resources. They asked for one because they don't trust you together. Liam frowned. What do you mean? Mara hesitated. Then, the Accord believes your connection with Arya could make you unpredictable, distract you, manipulate your decisions. They think love and war is a liability that could doom us all. Liam stared at her, unable to process the sting of those words. You told me they were safe. They are, Mara insisted, but safe with rules. They don't want another incident. The last time a human and alien defected together, she swallowed. It ended with fire. A silence heavier than grief hung between them. Then Mara added the part that turned the knife. Liam, the Accord doesn't plan to hide you. They plan to use you. As a symbol. A propaganda tool to recruit more humans to their cause. Liam's voice dropped to a whisper. So even the people fighting for peace want to weaponize us. Mara's eyes softened, full of regret. In war, everything becomes a weapon. Even love. Liam looked out the window at the burning horizon. He had left Arya to save her. The Xyrith wanted to use her death as leverage. And now the humans who promised safety wanted to use him as a banner. That hit him with brutal clarity. Everyone wanted to use them. No1 wanted them free. For the first time, Liam questioned whether choosing to leave Arya had been survival, or the first betrayal in a chain he could never undo. The vehicle sped across the cracked highway, its tires crunching over shattered glass and debris. The city lights behind them faded until only darkness and the faint glow of fires remained. For a long time, neither of them spoke. Liam finally broke the silence. If the Accord plans to use me, why are you still helping me get there? Mara's grip tightened on the wheel. Because you're still my friend. And friends don't leave each other to die, even when we disagree with their choices. Liam stared out the windshield, struggling to believe there was still any purity left in this war. But the moment of quiet ended abruptly when a coded transmission flashed on the dashboard. A priority intercept. Mara's eyes widened. This is Xyrith encrypted military. We shouldn't be receiving. The message auto-decoded, projecting text across the glass. Liam leaned closer, and his blood froze. Target Arya, 7X. Located. Terminate on site. Coordinates followed. Liam's heart slammed against his ribs. That's near the eastern tunnels, where she escaped. Before Mara could respond, another line appeared. Live footage. A shaky aerial drone feed flickered on screen, showing Arya sprinting through a storm-drained ravine. Injured, her luminescence dim and uneven. Two sentinels closed in behind her. Liam lunged for the controls. Turn around. We're going back. Mara grabbed his wrist. Stop. That feed is bait. They want you to go after her. She's hurt, Mara. Yes, and they know you won't abandon her twice. The feed zoomed. Arya stumbled, collapsing beside a boulder. One sentinel raised a pulse spear, its tip glowing with lethal charge. Liam's voice cracked. Please, Mara, we can still reach her. Her jaw clenched, eyes full of conflict. If we go back, Liam, the Accord is off the table. We lose the only safe haven left. Earth loses its one shot at negotiations. On screen, Arya struggled to lift herself, placing her body between the sentinels and a terrified human child hiding behind her. A girl no older than 10, trembling in the rain. Liam inhaled sharply. She's protecting a child. Mara whispered, stunned. She could escape alone, but she chose to shield a human. That single act shattered every argument Mara had used against Arya. Then, a flash. Arya took a spear wound to her side, collapsing over the child to shelter her. Liam shouted, raw and instinctive, "Stop the Sayar!" Mara's hand hovered over the dashboard. She wasn't deciding whether turning back was strategic. She was deciding whether turning back was worth dying for. The feed glitched, static flickering across the screen, then stabilized again just long enough to show Arya, bleeding, still holding the child behind her with her last strength. The sentinels closing in for the kill. That Liam's voice broke into a whisper filled with guilt and desperation. "I left her once. I won't do it again." Mara closed her eyes, and for the first time, he saw a tear slide down her cheek. "I swear, Liam, this is the last time I follow you into hell." She spun the wheel, slamming the brakes into a brutal turn. The vehicle skidded across the highway, pivoting back toward the city, toward Arya, toward danger. Liam grabbed his weapon. Mara armed the vehicle's defense systems, and as the engine roared toward the coordinates, Mara muttered, "If we do this, there's no going back. The Accord will mark us as liabilities. Humans will brand you a traitor all over again. And if we fail," Liam interrupted, eyes burning with resolve, "no more running. If love is something the galaxy fears, then it's time they learn what humanity does when we love." They accelerated into the night. They were no longer fleeing. They were fighting. Rain hammered the windshield as the vehicle tore through the shattered streets, engine growling like a beast awakened. The city loomed ahead, darker than before, lit only by the unnatural blue of Xyrith patrol lights carving through the storm. Mara drove with one hand, the other arming the roof-mounted turret. "Once we hit their perimeter, we'll have 60 seconds before every drone in the district locks onto us." Liam checked his rifle, hands trembling, not with fear, but fury. "We only need 30. They ditched the road near the coordinates and continued on foot, weaving through collapsed buildings and pools of rainwater reflecting the alien glow. Thunder cracked overhead, too synchronized to be natural. Xyrith atmosphere disruptors were cycling up. When they reached the ravine, Liam froze. The scene was worse than the feed showed. Arya lay bleeding on the muddy ground, one arm wrapped protectively around the small girl. The child's sobs were lost in the storm. Two sentinels stood over them, preparing the execution strike. Liam didn't hesitate that he fired. The first sentinel's head exploded in a burst of silver shards. Mara slid beside him, taking aim at the second. "On your left." A pulse bolt ripped through the air, but the sentinel deflected it with its spear, advancing fast. Mara tackled Liam out of the way as the spear slashed through the wall behind them, carving molten stone. Liam rolled, raised his rifle, and fired a sustained burst into the sentinel's chest until it fell twitching into the mud. Silence returned, except for the rain. Liam sprinted to Arya and dropped to his knees. Her skin's glow was faint, flickering like a candle fighting the wind. "Arya, Arya, stay with me." Her eyes fluttered open. She saw him and smiled weakly through pain. "You came back." His voice cracked. "I'm sorry. I should never have left." She lifted a trembling hand to his face. "You came back," she whispered again. "That is enough." The child clung to Arya, terrified. Mara knelt, checking the wound with soldier efficiency, but the look in her eyes betrayed the truth. "It's deep, Liam." Xyrith's spear wounds cauterize on entry. Internal damage is severe. Arya exhaled shakily. "Take the girl. She lost her family. I couldn't leave her." Mara blinked. This alien, the one she wanted dead hours ago, had shielded a human child with her own body. It broke something inside her. Liam stripped off his jacket and covered Arya, trying to stop the shaking. The rain mixed with her silver blood, swirling like mercury through the mud. But then, a sound echoed through the ravine. Not sentinels, not drones, boots. Human boots. Liam's head snapped up. At the top of the ravine stood armed resistance fighters, rifles aimed at them. Their insignia glowed faintly through the rain. "The Accord," Mara whispered, shocked. "How did they find us?" The squad descended with tactical precision, surrounding them in seconds. A tall figure stepped forward, helmet visor reflecting Liam's face. "Lieutenant Ward," the figure said. "Step away from the Xyrith." Liam shielded Arya instinctively. "She's injured. She needs help." The Accord leader's tone was ice. "She's the reason Earth is on the brink of annihilation. Helping her is a violation of Accord protocol." Liam growled. "If the Accord stands for peace, Then prove it. The leader signaled 2 medics. For a brief second, relief crossed Liam's face, until the leader added, stabilize her just enough to transport. The council wants her alive for trial. Arya's eyes widened, not with fear for herself, but for him. Liam? No. 2 Accord soldiers grabbed Liam and dragged him back. Mara stepped forward, blocking them. He's with me. Without us, she'd already be dead. That's exactly why he's a problem, the leader replied. The human who fell in love with an alien. You're a symbol, Lieutenant, but symbols don't get to choose their fate. The Accord needs you obedient, not attached. Liam fought against their grip. Don't you touch her. The leader finally removed their helmet, and Liam's soul dropped. It wasn't a stranger. It was Commander Elisa Ward. His sister, the sister he thought dead in the first wave of the invasion. Elisa? Liam whispered. Her expression held no warmth. Only resolve carved from surviving hell. You're coming with us, Liam, she said. And she? Her cold gaze fell on Arya. We'll answer for the chaos she brought to our world. Arya closed her eyes, breath trembling. For the first time, Liam realized the betrayal wasn't coming from enemies. It was coming from family. Rain washed over the ravine as Liam stared at his sister. The sister he mourned, the sister he would have died for, now pointing a gun at the woman he loved. Elisa, please, Liam begged. Don't do this. Elisa's jaw tightened. You chose her over us. Over your own blood. Arya struggled to sit up, pain lacing her voice. He didn't choose me instead of you. He chose love instead of fear. Elisa snapped. Love is what got Earth conquered. No, Liam said, stepping between them. Fear did. For a moment, the storm seemed to still, as if the world itself was listening. Elisa raised her weapon. Move, Liam. He didn't. Then I'll shoot through you. Mara moved first. She stepped in front of Elisa, blocking her aim. No. If you want to kill Arya, you'll have to shoot me too. Elisa, Liam said softly, tears mixing with rain, you survived. You endured. You fought. But somewhere along the way, you forgot why we fight. Elisa's voice cracked. To protect humanity. Humanity isn't our bodies, Liam whispered. It's our hearts. It's compassion. If we lose that, we're not saving our species. We're killing the only part of us worth saving. Something inside Elisa broke. Her weapon lowered. Just an inch. It was enough. A deafening pulse shot cracked through the air, but it wasn't from Elisa. A sentinel, not dead, but rebooted, fired from behind. The spear of energy struck Arya in the chest. Time shattered. Liam caught her as she fell, cradling her shaking body. Silver blood spilled across his hands. Arya cupped his cheek weakly. Don't regret loving me. I won't, he whispered, voice breaking. Her eyes softened, glowing faintly. Then it was worth existing. Her hand fell. The light in her skin dimmed. Then went out. A sound tore from Liam's chest. Not a cry, not a scream, but something deeper, primal, a soul breaking apart. The kind of grief that rewrites a person. The sentinel aimed again, but before it could fire, Elisa emptied her entire magazine into it. Tears streaming down her face. It fell, dead. Silence consumed the ravine. Liam held Arya's lifeless body, rocking gently, as if warmth could be returned by love alone. Mara knelt beside him, voice trembling. I'm so sorry, Liam. Elisa fell to her knees across from him. I thought she was the threat, she whispered. But the threat was what we were becoming. Liam looked up at her with hollow eyes. You asked me to prove I was loyal to humanity. I did. I stayed human, even when it hurt. Elisa bowed her head, ashamed. This war has taken everything from us, she said. It can't take what she died for. Liam gently placed Arya down, closing her eyes with shaking fingers. He rose slowly, something different in him now. Not rage. Purposed. He turned to the Accord soldiers. No more fear. No more purges. No more running. He pointed to Arya. She died to show us what we could be. If humanity and the Xyrith ever have peace, it will start with her name. Elisa whispered, What are you going to do? Liam's voice was calm, the calm of a man who no longer feared death. I'm going to make sure the galaxy remembers Arya not as a defect, but as the first proof that love is stronger than war. Mara stepped beside him. Then I'm with you. Elisa nodded, wiping her tears. So am I. Together, they lifted Arya's body, not as a prisoner, not as a threat, but as a fallen soldier of a different kind of war, a war for the right to love without borders. Human or alien as they carried her through the rain, Liam looked at the night sky, at the ships that once symbolized fear. Now they symbolized a mission. Arya was gone, but the world she dreamed of had just begun, and Liam swore, with every remaining beat of his heart, humanity would not be remembered for betrayal, but for love powerful enough to change the stars.